Sup guys, I thought I would take some time to answer some interesting questions I received via PM on YouTube. I do receive quite a lot and I can't dedicate a video or a lot of time to each and every one of them, but I thought I would at least talk a bit about those I deem interesting. I know that the audio has been quite lacking on my previous vids, where you have seen me talk like this. I've only used the mic on the camera, so to say, a very low quality microphone. So I've actually invested in a proper one for future vids. So hopefully you'll be hearing me clearly now. Okay, so for the first question, we have a player called Sam Gray from Finland. This is the question. I got shot by you with the bedroom warrior syndrome video. I immediately saw myself in that room. I'm a man with a short temper, so basically I spam messages half of the time when I play online. But when I'm in tournaments or playing casuals with friends, I never get angry. But the main thing is, how would you suggest for me as online warrior to do? How would you play online when you see that now nothing is working? No matter what you do, you get hit by random mash. Is it the safe backdashing and waiting for whiffs? So there's two questions in one here. One is how to deal with noobs online and scrubs and people who spam. And the other portion of the question is dealing with your emotions when playing Tekken. Getting upset and angry, when you lose or you fall for stuff that you deem cheap, or you think that, oh, how could I be so dumb to eat that move or eat this particular string. It's very hard dealing with your emotions when playing Tekken. Often it has mostly to do with ego. You build up your ego as a Tekken player when you fight others. Maybe you beat people who are worse than you at the game, which you naturally will do. You will beat them. Then you build up this image of yourself, of you being quite the Tekken champion. And this is not just something scrubs or retards do. I mean, every player does this. And it's very hard, having that awakening every time you play a better player or you play a complete noob. And occasionally you do lose to noobs. It's harder to lose to noobs in Tekken Revolution, but in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 it's quite easy to lose to characters you are very unfamiliar with, like me being very unfamiliar with Zafina or Ling. Those characters can, if you don't know how to deal with them, they can very easily just destroy you with zero effort, especially as I play Mishimas who rely on defense and learning the quirks and gimmicks of these characters. It can be quite the struggle. But when it comes to dealing with these characters and scrubs, I just try to, as you say yourself in the question, I try to space them out and then be extremely conscious about what I'm doing in the game and what my opponent is doing. I try to space them out, and then I just like to analyze them, basically see what they do, read their patterns and strategies. Often when you play a scrub and you space out, he will just stand there and whiff, in mid-air. As he does not master spacing, he will either try to run at you and tackle you, where you can sidestep punish him or do something else, or he will just keep hitting in the air, waiting for you to advance to him, and hopefully he will catch you with one of the moves he's throwing out. So when dealing with noobs, I think the tip I would give is to try and space them out and just try and read their patterns. It's very hard in online ranked battle, as you only have one match. He only needs to beat you 3 rounds with his 10-hit combos and retard strings, and if you haven't seen those before, it can be extremely challenging, and luck plays such a large part. It's not very interesting, in my opinion. But I guess in the end, I just think you have to familiarize yourself with how the retards play. Like if you take a character as Lily, who is known to be a retard character, a pro player will play her in a completely different way. So it's almost like two characters. You know, the retard will rely on the leader strings, whereas the pro player will rely on punishment, you know, good spacing, and using her fantastic okiseme, you know, in a way, a ground game in a way a noob wouldn't. But it is annoying having to learn how to play against one character in two different ways, basically, the scrub way and the pro way. But you have to familiarize yourself with both of those if you want to play online ranked Tekken. So experience is key, of course. I would advise you to play as much as possible, even though it's frustrating against these retards, but just go for it and be very conscious about what you're doing in the game and what your opponent is doing. Reading is everything. Don't rely yourself on your patterns. Like if you play Kazuya, I like to do a held sweep here, I like to do the TP launch here. Forget all about that. Just stand completely still and analyze what he is doing and act appropriately. Respond, retaliate to what your opponent is offering you in terms of strategy and offense. And for the second part of your question, when it comes to temper, I am not very. I think I am. I'm not very good myself when it comes to temper. I have temper. I don't think I have much of an ego anymore. I did have an ego. I guess I'll have to say a couple of years ago. But I think I have matured quite a bit. I'm soon to be 28. I mean, of course, age, we are all unique individuals. Age doesn't have that much to do with it, but I think I am quite mature and can have a distance to myself, so to say. Distance myself from myself, so to say. But there are specific occasions when I do get very frustrated. I think I have learned to lose quite efficiently. You know, I try not to get upset. But I do get really pissed off if I lose to lag. I hate lag like everyone else, and it just turns into a random slugfest. Extremely boring and tedious, so that upsets me, of course. But I have to say that the matchup that upsets me the most and turns me into a complete monster is when I play my little brother. Actually, he's been playing Tekken, he's 20 years old, so he's 7 years my minor, or whatever you say in English. But he's been playing Tekken. As you know, I've been playing Tekken for 17, 18 years, and so has he. He started playing Tekken when he was 2 years old, so he does not remember life without Tekken. That's interesting. But so we've been playing for a really long time, and he knows how I play, you know, to the minus detail. And he always reads my Kazuya, my Mishimas extremely well. Sometimes I think it's like he can block the Hell Sweep on reaction and react to my twin pistons on reaction. But it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with me being extremely predictable when playing him and always trying to take him down in the same fashion. So yeah, that's me being stupid. But when I lose to him, I often turn into this monster who throws out tantrums, you know, and says the most evil things about my beloved brother, who I could not love more, actually. So it's with great shame I see myself be degraded into this obnoxious moron. But it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. And I remember, must have been like 10 years ago when I was 17 and he was 10, and I lost to him in Tekken. And I got so frustrated that I actually punched him in the back. And he started crying, you know, because his older brother had hit him. And I think I've never been so ashamed in my life. That really sucked. And I still think about that from time to time and wonder how I could lower myself to something like that. But I think that has to do with, you know, the family hierarchy. Me being the older brother, you know, the father-son relationship when the father or the older brother is supposed to be the better man, you know, more he is supposed to come out on top. I think it's very basic psychology. I mean, I haven't studied psychology, but I think there is something to that. That the father takes pride in being, you know, what do you say, the lord of a house, or the handy guy, the master of the tools at home, the one who fixes everything, the one the son or the little brother can look up to. I think that gets quite shattered for me, that image, when I lose to my little brother. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be the better man, I've played this more, you know, I'm older. But I lose to him, and that somehow really triggers something hideous inside of me. And of course, I've been aware of this for many years, and I've always tried to, you know, hit myself in the face and say, don't go there again, you know, stop. But it's impossible. It always triggers, and I turn into something that is not me, and I get really angry, and we stop playing, and 10 minutes later I apologize to him wholeheartedly and tell him that I don't know what happened. I turned into a more retard. So those of us who do have this this rage inside of us, or this fucktard ego, pathetic ego, we just have to learn to live with it, I think. But I'm very happy that this only triggers with my brother. It doesn't really trigger with anyone else. I mean, I can get quite pissed when losing a game, but no, not quite pissed. I can go like, oh fuck, you know, but not really any more than that. So honestly, I just think that you'll just have to cope with it. Just live with it, honestly. But as I told you before, when it came to being very aware of your opponent's strategies and what you are doing, try to be very aware and self-conscious as all about your feelings, you know, when playing. Because getting upset or angry over something does not help. It clouds your judgment, and it makes your mind wander. Instead of being focused on the game, you start thinking like, oh, that bastard, that shit sack. It just doesn't help. So try and be very self-conscious of your emotions, and as soon as you start thinking like, oh, that's sheep, oh, you fucking asshole, try to like instantly focus on something else. Try focusing on a new strategy that you want to apply in combat in real time, or just something else, because those thoughts of destruction don't really lead anywhere. Oh, okay, 14 minutes for the first question. That's quite impressive. But I think that's the longest question. Mr. Sam Gray has another question for us. Basically, I wanted to ask you how to record. Tell me all the equipment you got, because the HD quality looks awesome. I agree. Because it's really a big pleasure to watch good quality videos, but it's just a request if you want to make a video about it. Else you can just PM me the info about recording, the equipment, blah, 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 blah. Cool. I record with an HD PVR Haupage. I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess it's Japanese or Korean or something like that. A fantastic HD record device which is very popular with video gamers. What you need is the HD PVR, of course. You buy it, it's not very expensive, I think. It's like $170 or something similar. Not a lot of money if you work full-time. Well, if you do work full-time, of course. You hook that device up with your PS3, and you also, of course, you have cords from the PVR to the TV and from the PVR to the PlayStation, and then you just connect via USB cable to your computer. And then you have a very simple and easy to use software which comes with the HDPVR, which you use to record your sessions. You can actually see the feed from the PS3 on your laptop screen or PC. Sorry, I've got a cold. It's extremely easy to use, effective, and it records in 720p. It's a great device. I recommend buying it and getting one if you want to make Tekken videos. That's it for my recording setup. So I've got a third question. This one is not from Sam Gray, but it's from quite a lot of users. What stick do you use? What stick do you recommend? And I have told you guys before, I use a Mad Catz Tournament Edition stick. It's a really great stick. From what I know, I think it was Markman who said that it was built to work as a replica of a Hori Real Arcade Pro 3. I owned one of those before, and it's pretty much the best stick I've ever owned. I thought it was better than my Korean bat type, a really great Korean stick. But of course, it depends on if you want to play Korean bat or Japanese ball. But I would very much recommend the Mad Catz Tournament Edition stick. You can get it. I would recommend it because it's so easy to get your hands on. I mean, you can get it at most gaming stores, I think, at least in Europe, I'd say. And it should be very easy to find online. I mean, of course, you can find a lot of quality sticks at Play Asia. Is it .com? I don't remember, or .net, but they've got a lot of fantastic sticks. But then, of course, they have to be shipped, from Japan, I think, to wherever whatever your nationality is. So that can be very expensive. But the Tournament Edition stick is great because it's easy to find. But my brother actually wanted to start playing Heihachi on a decent level. So I got him one of these. He wanted a stick. I got him this, what's it called? Hori Fighting Stick Mini 3. And I bought it for, honestly, $40. That's nothing. It's very tiny, of course, and I'm quite big. I have large hands, so it should be a challenge for me to play on, but it's a fantastic stick. Honestly, the first time I played on it, it took me 5 minutes of getting used to it, but then I did not see any... it didn't hinder my execution in any way. I could still do Omen Thunder God Fist, Kazuya, Wave Dash, Down Forward 2, Counter It Electric, perfect heavy GIF. No problem at all. So yeah, if you want a quality stick that's available pretty much everywhere to a very low price, go for this one. It's a great stick. But of course it helps if you're smaller than me. So those were the questions I wanted to answer in this specific video. I hope you guys are doing well and that you are enjoying the vids I'm uploading. And yeah, take care, guys.